How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks. We focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know that I put a cheat sheet together that will help you take your option game to the next level. The 5 strategies to trade options like a pro. You can find it. It's going to be the first link in the comment, and you could also find it in the description as well. So what we're going to be talking about today is AMC, which was up over 3% on the day, showing a lot of strength. We also see GME that is running up. So these meme stocks are back and they are loaded, but we'll talk about it further in the video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for AMC. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $13.52, being up 3.44%. On the low, it tested $12.71, and then on the high, testing $14.25. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 51.462 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 58.548 million shares. So we had below average volume on the day, but we still saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it's at 50.25. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, we're below the 50-day, but we are above the 21-day EMA, which is at $13.14, and we close at $13.52. So as far as for AMC, things are definitely looking good. You can see we bounced right off the support here, right around $12, or $11.97 to be exact. And we've been able to have a run up and then see that high at $14.25. So what do you want to see from AMC? So you want to see AMC being able to make a move to the 50-day moving average, which is right here around $15.84. And the reason why this level is very significant, if we take a look at the run up that it had back on the end of May, we had a high right here around 16 bucks. So getting to 15.84, I don't feel that would be a difficult feat whatsoever. But again, we got to make sure we continue to have buyers coming into the play. So far, we can see that the volume has been picking up, and AMC has been able to form higher lows for the past 2 trading days, and you can clearly see higher highs for the past 2 trading days as well. So going into tomorrow, that key level that you want to see is 14.25. If we have price action above 14.25, then I'm expecting to see that move going into that $15 area. If we decide to have a pullback now, where we tested support was right around 12.71. So even if we decided to break the higher low pattern, as long as AMC could stay above around 12.50, it is still continuing to look good. So overall, things are definitely looking great. And the worst case scenario, as long as we hold up this $12 area of support, I think AMC will be fine. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for AMC. So the off exchange short volume ratio is at 36.51%, and then for the off exchange short volume, it is just over 8.26 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 15,000, updated 22 minutes ago, and then for the short buffer rate, it is at 16.78%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 6th, it was at 40.75, and then for the close of the 7th, being at 36.51. So that is a significant decrease right there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 21.12%, AMC does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for AMC. So we see on the inflow it's at 123 million, and then on the outflow it's at 125 million. So we had outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 2.06 87.05 million. On the medium, it was 87.31 million. And then on the small, it was 33.78 million. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 2.28 million. On the medium, it was 88.94 million. And then on the small, it was 33.86 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for June the 8th, which is today, we had that outflow of 0.23 million. Taking a look at the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, you could see that we had more selling than we had buying, but it was fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying, but again, still fairly close. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 9.97%. So this is not too bad for a volatile stock like AMC. We already know there are many who are buying and holding, but traders are also getting involved in the play as well. It did see quite the run up, and it has been seeing a lot of momentum. I'll talk about it further in the final thoughts, so let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for AMC, when it comes to the price action, the key thing that we have to focus on is that we continue to have strength above the 21-day EMA, which is at $13.14. And the next level that I want to look out for AMC is at the 50-day moving average around $15.84. But of course, we need to see AMC getting to $15. On the previous run up that we had at the end of May, it started seeing some resistance around $16. So keeping this in mind and seeing where the price is currently trading at right now, it's not that far off whatsoever. So please add that to your homework. As far as for the downside is concerned, I'd want to see support holding up at around 12 bucks if we decide to pull back to that level. And I feel that is very doable since it has been previous support in the past. But if it does break through this level, you already know where the stock could possibly go. And then we can end up seeing if it could do another bounce like it's done previous times in the past off of the next levels. If you want to see some more details on that, I did talk about it inside of the technicals. So for AMC, the best case scenario sometime this week is to see it trading in the $15 range. And if it decides to go sideways, as long as it can stay above the 21-day EMA or just hold $13, that is not too bad. Even being above $12.50 is not bad for this play as well. We already know how fast it could take off. And as far as for the buying volume is concerned, you want to keep an eye on GME as well, because we saw GME making some monster moves for this week, and knowing that AMC kind of just followed along with it is not shocking whatsoever. This tends to happen repeatedly, so you need to make sure you're prepared and you're able to react quickly to it. And for all of my apes out there who are buying and holding, congratulations if you were able to do this, especially while the market was pulling back and it had its major dip. But overall, for the technicals, it is looking fairly strong since it is forming higher lows and as well as higher highs for the past 2 trading days. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information, no surprises that it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And I could see if we have more volume coming into the play, it could take off very quickly. We also have to understand what's going down inside of the markets. There's a lot of volatility. We also have CPI numbers that are going to be coming out on Friday as well. We have the quad witching for next week, and we do have the FOMC meeting. So I want to make sure that you guys are going to be prepared for everything that the market is going to be throwing at you. And one of the things I'm very excited about pertaining to AMC and as well as for GME, we could see as far as payment for order flow is concerned, they are finally dealing with the issue. We're going to have more competitive bids, more competitive pricing. And who does this impact the most? The brokerages that tend to make a good amount of money off of payment for order flow, which includes Robinhood, and also that does include Webull as well. But taking into consideration and looking at Robinhood stock, it has definitely been seeing quite the pullback since this news has been released, and I'm excited about it because we already know that Robinhood already did some nonsense not too long ago to kind of mess with the run in the first place. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, don't forget to check out the 5 strategies to trade options like a pro. I want to make sure you guys can take your option game to the next level, and I know it can get complicated, so that's why I made it very easy and straightforward. You can find it, the first link in the comment, and you can also find it in the description as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how AMC performs going into tomorrow and as well as for the rest of the week. We'll talk soon.